Dear student, in yesterday video lecture we complete the topic of biology, that is a life process reproduction. Today here we start a topic of chemistry, that chapter number 4, carbon and its compounds. Dear student, this topic for your periodic test third and is a very important chapter there, carbon and its compound. Dear student, you know here there is a lot of compounds in nature, they are made from carbons. Or carbon is the main component of number of compounds there because of exceptional nature or versatile nature of the carbon. You know, carbon just a natural resource there, or carbon just coal obtained from the coal mine. Coal is the one form of carbon there, just like a diamond is the one form of carbon, graphite is the one form of carbon there. You know, carbon obtained in nature, but little amount of carbon is obtained in nature here. Carbon is the main component of carbon dioxide and just it is found in from the nature there. Here in this chapter, here we study the different compounds which are obtained from the carbon and one exceptional nature of the carbon. Here we study the introduction of carbon here. Carbon is a non-metal. Carbon is a non-metal here. According to periodic table, its valency or symbol of carbon, that is capital C. Its atomic number is 6. Then electronic configuration that is 2,4, and its valency of carbon is 4. Hence carbon is said to be the tetravalent element. Carbon is said to be the tetravalent element. You know what is meant by tetravalent? Tetravalent means its valency is 4. Tetravalent means a valency of carbon is 4. Hence, you know here carbon having the one very identical nature. Carbon not lose the electron or not gain the electron, but carbon have tendency to only share the electron. Carbon have tendency to only share the electron. Its sharing valency is 4. Carbon share the 4 electrons with that atoms of the another non-metal and forms a covalent bond. Means due to such type of nature of carbon, its valency is 4, is a tetravalent element. Its compound, number of compounds in nature that contains the carbon. For example, you know all the food contents are there, they are said to be the organic food, or they are said to be the organic compounds, the compound obtained from the nature which contains the carbon, or a natural compound which obtained from the plants and animals. Compound which obtained from plants and animals which contains the carbon, and that compound is called an organic compound. Means many compounds are there in nature that contains the carbon. Means in this way here that is this contains the carbon there, and you know here that is carbon is a tetravalent element and valency of carbon is 4. Dear student, look here, that is carbon and its covalent bond. Carbon forms a covalent bond, or the compound which are obtained from the carbon, they are said to be the covalent compounds. And look here, that carbon containing compounds having the covalent bond. You know what is in my covalent bond? Dear student, there are two types of chemical bonds. Which are these two types of chemical bonds? There are two types of chemical bonds. One, that is ionic bond, and second covalent bond, ionic bond and covalent bond. Dear student, in last chapter, that is metals and non-metals, in that chapter here we study this type of bond, that is ionic bond. And you know, ionic bond obtained by transformation of electron between metal and non-metal. Metal have tendency to lose the electrons and non-metal have tendency to gain the electron. Due to transformation of electron, that bond is formed, that is called ionic bond, and such type of compound called an ionic compound. But here carbon is a non-metal there, having valency 4 valence electrons are there. Hence carbon share 4 electrons with atom of another non-metal, and forms covalent bond. Means in this way, here the bond, what is meant by covalent bond? Dear student, what is meant by covalent bond? Covalent bond means the bond obtained by sharing of electrons between two non-metals, between the atoms of two non-metals. Just like carbon and hydrogen, carbon and nitrogen. For example, 2 atoms of hydrogen, 2 atoms of nitrogen, 2 atoms of oxygen. Means in this way this molecule gets formed there. That molecules only contains the atoms of non-metal. That bond is called a covalent bond, and such type of compounds are called a covalent compound. Means, but one important point here, why carbon have tendency to form a covalent bond there? Why carbon have tendency to form a covalent bond? Look here, there is one question. Why carbon forms covalent bond? Why carbon forms a covalent bond? What is the reason there? Look towards the structure of carbon. Here nucleus. In this nucleus 6 proton positive and 6 electron, 6 proton, 6 neutron. There is a nucleus of carbon. Then first orbit of the carbon having 2 electron, and second orbit of the carbon having 4 electrons to the all sides. Here these 6 positive charges and these 6 negative charges, they are tightly holds to each other, because dear student, here positive and negative charges in atom are same. Hence atom is called electrically neutral. Here question is that why carbon forms a covalent bond, or why carbon share 4 electron. If dear student, there are two possibilities. If carbon gain another 4 electrons, then total negative charges are 10. Look here, if carbon gain another 4 electrons,